Good morning, everyone. Oh my, let me slide up from my chair. I can't say good morning and then be far away. Hey everyone, it is definitely a no makeup Saturday. I hope you are doing well. Let's go ahead and bring some people on. I know it's a Saturday morning. I know the weekends are always a little tough for everyone to participate, but some of you have been pretty cool. You show up on Saturday mornings. That means you don't have anything to do. I don't have anything to do and you don't have anything to do, and that's okay. We'll do it together. But I hope you are doing well. I'm not going to share this one out this morning, and I'm not going to be here very long. I actually have friends staying with us, and we have to take them to the airport. But today's show, I want to talk about vision, purpose, and something I really need to improve on. And that's the beauty of live streaming every day. You start to see some things where not flaws, just things that, okay, I need to work on that one. So if I'm coming up in your feed, if you don't know who I am, if you're listening to the podcast, if you are one of my Instagram followers and I didn't come to you live on Saturdays because I kind of don't on Instagram, but hi, I am Phylecia Jones, budgetologist and solopreneur money management expert, and you are watching Ask the Budgetologist. Now I come to you live every morning. And I answer any questions you have around business, budgeting, and solo entrepreneurship. And I give you tons of unsolicited advice. But on Saturdays, I take a little bit of time to go behind the scenes. Hey, Heather, how you doing? So I take a little bit of time to go behind the scenes and tell you what's going on in my business, my life, a little bit about my life. And how it probably could help you. Now, of course, if you ever need to work with me one-on-one, all you have to do is reach out. And all you got to do is reach out. You know how to find me if you've been listening to this or watching. But I do want to tell you about my beautiful friends over at Podcast Websites. If you are a speaker or if you are looking for a more creative way to get in front of clients or get in front of prospects, I want you to consider launching a podcast. And they have an amazing company over at Podcast Websites. My dear sweet friend, Mr. Mark Asquith. One of the things I loved about podcasting, meeting him is, and he hooked me up. He hooked me up big time. But if you are thinking about jumping into podcasting, I want you to go over and schedule a one-on-one session with the folks over at Podcast Websites. Go to keepupwithmrsjones.com/podcast websites and schedule a one-on-one session. I don't think Mark does the one-on-one calls anymore, but I know James does. So there are a bunch of fun English blokes. I think that's what you call them over there. But there are a bunch of fun English people, and if you want a team like that, they are there to support you. It's so much fun. And they'll have your site and your web and your podcast up in a week, because you need to get that fast so that we can get your content in the hands of speaking coordinators, new prospects. It just makes life a whole lot easier so that you don't have to explain yourself and try to do a sales call. Seriously, let them warm up to you and just give them, kill them. What people say, kill them with kindness. No, kill them with content. There you go, Heather. I got something for you. Kill them with content. All right. So let's go ahead and get into today. I didn't have my water, so I got the big blue water bottle. So I'm going to take a sip. I am noticing when I come on live, I don't usually talk to any other human, so it's a little rough. Unfortunately, you get morning voice. You get morning woman voice here on the show. All right. Let's talk about behind the scenes. And yesterday, I want to talk about vision and purpose first. I guess yesterday must have hit people really hard because I got a lot of people who messaged me. Yesterday's show was about morning routines and if they were overrated. And I honestly used to think they were completely overrated. And until I put one into place and I realized that it was probably the catalyst that changed everything in my business a year ago. Now, I've been back and forth trying to do things, but I really stuck to a morning routine. And if you really want to hear that, go listen to yesterday's show. It's called Are Morning Routines Overrated? But what I got from that, somebody messaged me and they were like, thank you. I got a couple of people who messaged me. I got a friend who texted me that said, thank you for that show, because it just really hit home. And she's been kind of in that little business owner spiral where you need to do stuff, but you don't do stuff. And, and you kind of just don't do what you really need to be doing. And she said, when I said, of course, when people are like, oh my gosh, thank you for that show, what you said really really impacted me. And then of course I'm like, well, what did I say? I get really excited. Like, what did I say? Like, what knowledge did I drop that you need? Hey, Beatrice, how you doing this morning? And she said that there was something out of the show yesterday that said, if you don't have a purpose, then you won't have a morning routine. I was like, ooh, that's deep. I was like, man, I drop some deep stuff every now and then, but it was kind of true. And I said, to be honest, I've kind of learned that is that if you don't have a purpose, you can have a vision, but if you don't have a purpose to wake you up and get out of bed every morning, none of this is going to work. And I know Heather has been working through this in her business, and you get to a point where you just got to like lay down the gauntlet and say, you know what, I'm going to go and do this. And that's the reason why I said like morning routines never really worked for me, because there was no reason to get up out of bed. Seriously, there was no reason to get up out of bed. But there will come a point in your business, in your life, where something just clicks. And I get this all of the time from people who ask me about how to get out of debt. And then people want to know, like, what were the steps? What was this? And I know people really don't like my answers. And I was like, here's the thing about debt. You already know how to get out of it. It's just like dieting. We already know what to do to diet. There are billions of books. There's billions of podcasts. I'm one of them. There's billions of people that will tell you exactly what you need to do. But there needs to be something that clicks in you that just says, damn, let's go do this. And that's what I was really trying to get at yesterday was, if you don't have a purpose for what you're doing, it's going to be really hard and you're going to hit a lot of walls. And it's been forming a lot more for me of having a purpose. I had a purpose I can't really, maybe I'll tell you the real reason. Maybe somewhere else. I'll tell you the real reason that drove me last year. And it's going to sound like the weirdest thing ever, but it was something outside of the health issues, but it was something that triggered, that said, screw this. It's like, screw it. I'm going to go and do it. And it's getting more and more like that. I will be celebrating 4 years in business. I think I officially celebrated 4 years in business back in May, but my official birth date is October 1st. That's the birth date I just randomly chose. But the longer I keep doing this, the more I realize nobody else is going to do it for me. And I'm going to have to drive a whole bunch of things, because I know me. When I started, I was sitting there passively trying to be perfect, trying to do everything. And it's like, no, we got to get off our butt and work. Because I just realized the more and more, oh my gosh, the more and more I do it, it's like there isn't one coach, there isn't one program, there isn't one course that's going to flip the switch and make me get up and start doing. And that's what's really been happening. It's just getting up and doing. So for those of you who listened to yesterday's show, you were inspired. Thank you for reaching out and letting me know. And if you are looking at morning routines or looking at starting something new, please, you're going to have to sit down and find a purpose that is so beyond you that'll make you get up in the morning. Because if you can't get up in the morning for yourself, nobody else is going to get up for you. And that's what I've learned. Like when I was out there pitching for clients and gigs, if I wasn't going to show that I'm willing to get up and do the work, very few people were going to go do it for me. And I know you know what I'm talking about. Like, yeah, it just won't work until you are the one who's driving a lot of it. Then you get a lot of people on the gravy train, which is so fascinating to me. I got to do a show on that. So fascinating to me. All right, that's enough about that one. And I want to talk about something I need to improve on. And I guess it goes in with the purpose and the vision and getting up and doing things. One thing that I have noticed, I really don't listen to my shows, but this is something for me. And I know we talked about it last week on Podcast Week, but it is really trying to get better at delivering content. So I did a show about a week ago and I listened to it. Oh my gosh, it was filled with so many filler words. It was annoying. Like the first time I listened to it, I was like, okay, this is cool. And then the second time, like, third time, fourth time. Oh my gosh, like, why am I even in front of a microphone? And What I had to do, I had to get out of it really quick, because I know if you are like me, you kind of, not perfection, but you are your own worst critic. And when we criticize ourselves, we dig deep. We dig deep into criticism. And I realized that, oh my gosh, I can't criticize myself. And I'm going to have to pat myself on the back, one, for just showing up and doing it, and realizing that I need to improve. That's the beauty of all of this stuff. If you podcast, if you video, if you get on stage, a lot of people always ask me, like, what kind of classes did you take? Did you do this? Did you do that? I'm a proponent of, don't take classes until you start doing it. Then you'll know exactly what you need to work on. Because what happens is that people try to mold you into them, and then you have to struggle to go find yourself afterwards. I honestly believe that you should just take the time to just start doing and get better. I promise you, for those of you, if you're thinking about podcasting, thinking about live streaming, thinking about speaking, the best way to learn is to get out there and start doing it. You'll learn really fast what not to do and what to do. And I thank having this podcast, having this live stream, because it makes me improve on a whole bunch of things. I can ad lib now. I can talk off the top of my head. I don't struggle for what to say if I'm on a panel, but I can always improve. I can always improve. And I actually listened to one of the podcasts. I need a pee popper. I was popping everywhere. So Heather is saying yesterday was so good. I started getting up early when it hit me that it was the key to outperforming my competition. Ooh, Heather. Ooh. So Heather is talking about yesterday's show and the morning routine. You know what, Heather? That is so true. I don't know if I had the competition in mind. I don't know. Sometimes I think I'm my own competition, but I knew that I had to get my butt up out of bed. I knew I wasn't going to be able to sleep in at 9 o'clock unless I was going to be a comedian. Comedians and nighttime DJs have nighttime jobs. I got a daytime job and I love sleeping, so I need to go to bed. But it was unexpected that yesterday's show was good. I was just like, okay, I'm just going to talk. It's Friday. I didn't think a lot of people would show up, but it does hit you when you are ready to do something, you're going to have to just wake up and start doing it. And it's no different than where I was telling you about my interview, or no, one of the shows that I did that I need to improve, but you wouldn't know that unless you started doing it. And that's the thing. We have to get up and do. The more you keep doing whatever it is that you do, you will get better at it. I have had to learn that the hard way. One of the biggest lessons I've learned is from doing this live stream every day. It is from doing this live stream every day. I promise you, this is committing to doing this for a year every day has been a journey that I did not expect. It started off one way as a way to build subscribers and list building and things like that. But I never realized that it would kind of make me grow up and make me own up. Make me own up to a lot of the things that I'm not that great at or things that I am good at, and actually just start focusing. I'm not saying that you need to go on a journey like this, but there's always something that forces us to kind of like, you know what, I need to stay in my genius zone. And that's something I'm doing. I appreciate you watching, listening, whatever, taking me in the shower with you. I appreciate that. But I really want you to just get out there. I know a lot of people say they're passionate about helping their people, their clients, but the more you are successful, it makes me happy. The more you are successful, it makes me happy, because this type of support is not the support I've gotten in the beginning of my business. I'll just be straight up honest. You get people, I call it surface level happy, where they're happy as long as you're useful to them. And then and when you're done, then you keep going. I really want to be the person that is championing you as much as possible, as much as I possibly can, because sometimes we need it. And I want you to just get out of your own way and just go do what you need to do. Seriously, go do what you need to do, because the world needs you, and you need you, and you just need to get off your butt. I mean, seriously, get off your butt. But that's all I kind of have today for Behind the Scenes Saturday. I'm working on a whole bunch of stuff. I cannot wait until next Friday when I do the class on how to land your next 5 speaking gigs. I'm so excited about that. And no, I have not sent out the emails. I'm sorry. I got a little distracted with family stuff, but I am so excited about that. August 31st. I haven't done a speaking class in a while. And that class this presentation came together from a very powerful business owner. And I was like, yes, I'll do it. Oh, yes, I'll create the presentation. I kind of already had it. I talked about it in different ways, but I put it together and I think it's going to be so much fun, so much fun. So if you're on my list, you're coming to the class. If not, the class will be launched and you have to pay for it. That's all. That's all. All right. Before I take off, I do have a few PSA announcements. September is going to be so freaking amazing. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so freaking amazing. I am launching with all of the things that happen at Podcast Week, that is turning into a course, all there for you at a dirt cheap price of like $20. I'm working on it right now. It's going to be released. How to land your next 5 speaking gigs. That course is going to be released next month. I'm going to be speaking my butt off next month. Oh my gosh. I am prepping for TEDx, which is in November. The tickets just went up and I don't even know what to expect. I'm still kind of speechless about the TEDx. So that's happening. I am going to be a panelist for Women of Denver on September 8th. You can go find all of this stuff over at Keep Up with Mrs. Jones. So excited about it. And September 8th, I'm going to be, yes, Heather, I have a course, Heather. You'll probably be mad. I have about 5 courses that just have been sitting there. Yeah. Don't be mad at me. So we have the panelists for the Women of Denver, September 20th. I am going to be the MC for the Women in Business Conference for the South Metro Denver Chamber of Commerce. I have never MC'd an event before, so we'll see exactly what that's going to be like. I'm so excited because it's like me 6 hours on a microphone. Yeah, baby. They'll probably never, ever do that again. Oops. But you get to go along on a ride with me. Also, before that, I think it's September 7th, I'm going to be on Mike McAllowitz's podcast. This is the author of Profit First, MSNBC, Business Builder. So excited about that one. That's going to be so much fun. So that's why I got to clean up my act before I do that one. And then at the end of the month, and this is something I never really announced, I'm going to be a speaker at Success Incubator. This is sponsored by Digital Collab and Pro Blogger. Last year, the keynote speakers were Darren Rouse, Kim Garst, and Pat Flynn, and they're allowing me to talk this year. Yeah. I don't know. I move in some weird circles. I feel like the Forrest Gump of speaking. I just happen to land on stages with like famous folks. That's so weird. And then I'm off to FinCon. Going to be speaking twice there, a panel on going from 9 to 5 to solo entrepreneurship. And I'm doing a talk on how to land your next 21 speaking gigs. Ooh, I up level for them. 21. They only get me for like 45 minutes. So 21. I'm sharing everything, Heather. And I think that's it for September. Then I come home for 3 days and then I'm off to San Francisco for the Polka Dot Powerhouse Conference. And then I think that's it. And I'm secretly working with my mentor and some other cool folks on putting together a speaking retreat in Phoenix, Arizona. Now, I will just go ahead and be honest. It's going to be a high dollar amount, but it is 2 days of media building, getting speaking gigs, and knowing how to close the stage. It sounds like it's like the retreat I wish I had. Cause I was like, who else is speaking? I'm going to be taking notes from all the other people there. So we're working on that for the end of October. And then I think I'm going to round off the year in November. That's about it. No. It is never too late to give a testimonial for Podcast Week. No, Beatrice, go ahead and give a testimonial for Podcast Week. Please forgive me. I did not send out the emails. I got caught up with some other family things. So the email is going to go out. And in that email, I'll tell you, you could leave a testimonial anywhere. Like seriously, DM me, leave it here on the Facebook page. You can email me at Phylecia@keepupwithmrsjones.com. But no, it is never, ever, ever too late. And even even the day of, no, there's no day of. I'm probably going to shut it down in about a week. But if you leave a testimonial, because I know you were here, Beatrice, you can get access to the podcast week videos, testimonials, and some other little things that I stuck in there to help you really get your videos going, to get your speaking gigs going. And the other thing still holds. Hey, Twyla K, how you doing? The other thing still holds for the how to land your next 5 speaking gigs. For those of you who show up live, and I'm going to up the ante. I'm going to up the ante. I want you to leave a testimonial, but if you leave a video testimonial after you take the class, I will let you have access to it for free. That is going to be the flagship course that I'm going to do. And I'm going to keep updating that one. The other one is going to be so low cost, I'm not going to update it, but I'm going to update that one on a regular basis. And I think that'll be cool because that class is all about wash, rinse, repeat. I'm going to give you 5 steps and then you wash, rinse, repeat and keep doing it and keep going after your next 5 and do it in 5 chunks. So it's going to be great. Send me a Loom testimony. Yes, Heather. Heather is just going to be all over my website and people are going to be like, who is Heather? I want to talk to Heather because the beautiful thing about Heather, when she does testimonials, she glams up and it's so adorable. Heather, you look good when you glam up, girl. Heather looks good normally, but when she glams up, it's like, oh, like, okay, let me make sure I put my makeup on. Dang, girl, since we're doing it like that. All right, folks. Heather, you look beautiful, girl. Seriously, Heather, you should just be paid to do testimonials because you're going to make websites look really good. Paid testimonial giver. Idea. All right, everyone. I got to take off. I got to run to the airport. I hope you have an amazing day. Seriously, it's just Friday. Hey, Joseph, how you doing? Joseph, we need to talk next week. We need to talk. Some things are happening. All right, folks. Have an amazing Saturday. Go do something fun. Next week is the last week of August. Oh my gosh. I need to process that myself. All right. You have an amazing day. Take care. Happy budgeting. Heather, Joseph, Twyla, Beatrice, I appreciate you. Hey, Abby, I'm about to log off. Hey, Abby, we need food for October. I'll talk to you later. Everyone have an amazing day. Take care. Happy budgeting. Bye.